Hey guys, what's up? Trail Monkey here, and I am bringing you guys a special tutorial today. And if you haven't noticed by my tone of voice, it's really special because recently, I believe the past 2 weeks or so, I hit 25 subscribers. So I'm going to do a special tutorial on how to 3D motion track. So I'm pretty excited for that. And I'd just like to say quickly, I'm really thankful for you guys to make me reach to 25 subscribers. I know that's not a lot of people, but 25 people to watch my videos, that's pretty cool. But I'm gonna skip all this sappy stuff and get right to the tutorial, so it's not too long. So what you're gonna need for this tutorial is, of course, After Effects, which I'm assuming all you guys have because you watch these tutorials. You will need Boujou and Cinema4D. And before I start, Boujou and Cinema4D um does not come with your computer, of course, and it's not a free program, so you're gonna have to like find your own ways of getting those programs. So yeah, you're gonna have to figure that out yourself. You can also use Sony Vegas for the After Effects part, but I'll get into that later. So basically what you're gonna need right now, you're gonna need like your cinematic. So this is my cinematic. Let me just zoom in, put it on quarter. And it's really a simple cinematic. Let me put it on full. It's good for beginners, just a rotating cinematic. So yeah, so what you're gonna need to do now, you're going to basically trim your cinematic to where you want it to be. I want the whole cinematic, but my render space is like right here. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna go on your keyboard, you're gonna hit O, and then it brings it magically to the end of your clip. Now you're gonna press N to get this part. N is for this, B is for this part, and now you're gonna right click on the workspace and hit trim comp to work area. And now this is what you're gonna render. So when you're done that, you're gonna go all the way up to composition, add to render queue, and then go down to lossless. And now you can go up to the format and make it a TIFF sequence. You can do a PNG sequence too if you want. I'm not really sure about picture sequence, but PNG sequence or TIFF sequence. I'm just going with TIFF sequence because that's what I'm used to. And of course there's no audio because the TIFF is a video, well, not a video, a picture. So when you're done, you press OK. I also have a preset for it called cinematics, but I'll tell you how to make that in another video. Now you go to best settings over here and make sure the frame rate is 59.94. And also I forgot to tell you, also make sure in your format options is 59.94. But yep. Now when you're done, you go down to output, and this is where you're gonna save it. Now I'm just gonna go onto my desktop and save it, and make sure, I repeat, make sure you make a new folder and you create save, a new folder, and then you save it in there because it's gonna render every single like frame in this clip, and this clip probably has about 400 500 frames. So imagine 500 or 400 pictures all on your desktop or all inside of like somewhere that you don't want it to be. So make sure you make a folder and just press save. Doesn't really matter what the name is. And when you're done, you press render. I already have it like saved and stuff, so see, like you can see it start, but I'm just gonna stop it because I already have it saved and everything. So now we're gonna go to the bougie part, and also I forgot to say, make sure when you are rendering it is on full and your cinematics is scaled to as much as you need to be. To scale it, you just press S on your clip and then you do it. So I'm gonna go to the second part of this tutorial and open up Boujou, so I'll be right back. Just a second. Okay guys, so I'm back and we're in Boujou now. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna import our sequence we just rendered out from After Effects, and forget about that. That's just a second Boujou I opened up by accident. So you're gonna go to import sequence, And now what we're going to do, we're going to go to browse network just to make it faster. We're going to go down to desktop. My bad. Desktop over there. And we're going to go up to new folder, which my TIFF that I rendered out before this video is. Now when you get in this folder, you're going to click the first TIFF that you want, because it will get all these other TIFFs in there. So the first one, which is 00000 or whatever. And now you're going to see your clip, like your cinematic, pop up here. And forget this black thing, that's part of it. It's so like nothing's wrong or whatever. So you're going to put your frame rate to 59.94. And say if one frame isn't like good or whatever, you can change the start frame. I don't need to change the start frame. You know, I can edit this out inside of Cinema4D or whatever. So you're just gonna hit apply, and right here it's gonna change the frame rate back to the default, which is 25. So you're gonna go down to here again and click 59.94. Hit apply, then hit close. Now you can see right here when you pull on this little green thing. I want to pull. There you go. See, we have our cinematic. And yeah. So what we're going to do now, make sure at the beginning of your cinematic, you're going to go to track features. And when you're here, what you should do, you don't have to do this, but it'll make it better. Click advance, and you guys can't really see it. So just wait a second. Yeah, let's click advanced, hit track features, and when you hit advanced, you'll see these red dots. Go up to sensitivity, bring it up to as high as it can go, and as you see, there's more red dots on the screen, which means there's more points that it will track. So more like places that we can put our text, but you'll see when it starts. So click start. And depending on how long your cinematic is, it should take a little while. So I'm just going to pause this just so I save some time. And I'll see you guys later. Okay, so now that we are done tracking our features of our cinematic, what we are going to do now is we are now going to solve camera it. As you see all these crosses that are yellow and red, so it's really hard to track some points. So when we go to camera solve, which is over here, we're gonna click it. It's gonna basically smooth out all these plus signs or crosses or whatever, and make it easier to track. So we're gonna have all frames selected, and then we're gonna go down to camera path smoothness, and this will make your cinematic more smoother, not jumpy at all. If you want to be jumpy, don't optimize camera path smoothness, but if you do, click it and press start. Now depending on what computer you have, it might take a little while, might not. Usually it takes a long time for me. It seems it might go fast, but I'm just gonna pause it anyways and be right back. Okay guys, so now you see after we solve camera our cinematic, we have all these turquoise and yellow circles to do our track. So what we're going to do first, we're going to go to the middle of our cinematic, which is where this like not square but like right here or here, line up on one of those, and this is the middle, or basically go to where you want our text to be. I want our text to be like around here. This is the base of our text. So this is the hard part right now. Basically, you're going to go to scene geometry, and basically what scene geometry is where your text is going to be. So I just put mine like around here or whatever, just so it's not in the way of my cinematic that much. So what you're going to do first, you're going to hit add chord frame to hint, and you're going to get origin. It doesn't really matter which one you do first, but I like doing x-axis first. So you're going to go to x-axis, and the x-axis is basically the floor of your text. So basically where it's going to stand, I guess you could say. So what we're going to do now, we're going to look for straight points. And I found 2 straight points right here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna click this one. Just be right back, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to do something quickly. Sorry about that. That was unprofessional, but sorry. So where I was gonna do is that I was gonna connect a straight line. So I want to pick these two. So you have to connect at least two. So I'm just gonna hold on to Control and click onto this point, then hit onto this point, and make sure you're holding on to Control when you're picking this, because if I click on this without holding Control, as soon as I click this one, that one's gonna be gone. So I'm gonna hold on to Control and click both of them. And once you have your 2 points or more selected, click connected to selected or whatever. And now we're gonna hit add chord frame to hint. Make sure you hit add chord frame to hit before you pick another one. And now we're gonna do Z axis, which is depth perception, and this is basically like it's how far your text will go in and out and stuff, and you can move around to find good points for it. Just if you want to see where your x-axis is, it's right there. So I want to do about here, and also when you do your z-axis, it also controls like what direction your text will face. So let's do these two because they look the same. Make sure hold on to Control, connect to selected, add another chord frame to hint, and do origin. Now we don't have to do y-axis because y-axis is basically for a cinematic like this. You don't need it, but if you have a certain height for your text, you can use it. But we're just gonna use take it out. So we're gonna use origin right now, and the origin is basically the center of, I guess you could say, your cinematic. So where it's gonna stand off. So I won't. This point seems to be the center right here. So I'm gonna click that from our origin. You don't need to hold on Control for this one because you're just clicking one point. And there you go. Now you, oh my bad, sorry. But yeah, now you click connected to selected. Sorry for stuttering. Then you're gonna update chord frame to hint. Hit that a couple of times just so it it updates properly. When you're done, you can hit close, and you can go to add test objects. I'm on Windows XP, so you won't really see that much, but yeah. And you see this big ladybug, and if it's flat on the ground or wherever you are, or if it's flat, you know you motion tracked it right. So as you can see from right here, you see it's motion tracked really sturdy. So we did a good job. High five. You can't really high five me, but yeah. So now we're done that. We're gonna export as camera solve. So you're gonna go up to here where it says export, and go to export camera solve, and you're gonna go down to where it says export type. We're gonna go down to Cinema4D because that's what we're doing it in. Because we're doing After Effects, but that's another tutorial for another day. So but we're doing Cinema4D right now. And then you're gonna go to browse, and you're gonna go down to where you want to save it. I have a default Cinema4D project file that I use just for cinematics, so I'm gonna click that. That's where I'm gonna save it, and make sure you go down to right here, and where it says all these numbers, you're gonna scale it by 100, and when you open up Cinema4D, it will be scaled to 10, but it would all make sense when you get in there. So just press save, and yes, I want to overwrite it. And that's how you export your TIFF. Just wait for it to save or export. And I advise you save your Boujou product, like your Boujou project. So say if you need to fix anything, you don't have to do it all over again. Also, again, I have a default. And yeah, you're gonna just save it. And if you want to check, you can also go to your 3D like version. You'll see how it's turning. That's how we want it. It's gonna come all the way from over here and go over there, just like how we want it to go. So now I'm gonna open up Cinema4D for you guys. I'm gonna pause the video again and I'll be right back. See you guys. Okay guys, now that we're in Cinema 4D, when you open it up, you're gonna have this box right here that's asking you to scale it by 10 by centimeters. Let's keep it like that and press OK. So now you're gonna see this grid right here. So what you're gonna do first is you're gonna go down to where it says create, and you're just gonna double click and create a new material. If you didn't know how to do that, now you're gonna double click the material, go up to texture, and now we're gonna go to where our TIFF that we rendered out from After Effects is. So mine's on my desktop in new folder. And once again, click the first TIFF that's there, the first one, a bunch of zeros, and just press no. This is just gonna mess with your stuff. Just press no. And it's black right now because remember we had those couple black spots in there. So actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna just so you guys can see, I'm gonna actually pick this one. There you go. So, and check out specular, and we're gonna double click right here on the picture, go to animation, and then we're gonna go down to right here and change our frame rate to 59.94. Okay, now we're gonna hit calculate, and then that's gonna calculate all the frames that we have, and just change it back to 59.94. And don't press calculate, because then it's just gonna go back to 60. So now that we're done, we're gonna go up to right here and hold on to it and look for something called background. If you don't have like this option, if you're in a different type of Cinema 4D, I'm in R13, just go up to create, go to environment, and then you see background. So let's just first clear this out first, like fill it up, get our material, put it on here, and then we just go in a little because it's a little black. So we have our cinematic right here, and now it's time to get our text in there. So we're going to go up to MoGraph, and we're going to go into MoText, and our MoText is going to appear where it's tracked, where we put our points to track, right here, and let's see it's floating, which is good. So now we're going to customize the text. So let's change the name of it to Monkey, because that's my name. So oh dang it, there you go, Monkey. And we can move it around a little and center it up. Be careful when you're pushing it back, because I'm not really good with like Boujou or whatever, but I think that you can only move it back to as far as your Z axis was inside of where you tracked. I don't know, but just be careful when you're moving that and stuff. So I'm gonna change my width to 80, just like this type of cinematic. You could also go customize like the cap, like go to caps, which will make the edges rounded and make it look better. And just go to caps, and you could adjust how many steps you want. That'll just make it more, I guess, spiky or rounded. So when you go back to object, you can also select your font right here. I like BBass the most, BBass and impact and stuff, so I'm just gonna go with BBass right now. Just look for it. There we go. And if you press this, you can see what it looks like so far. So that's our text. But it's like, but now it's time to like customize your text, because anyone can really make text, you know, and do this, but it takes a lot of skill to make the text look good and presentable. So I'm just gonna import some materials that I got from like GFX packs. These are not my materials. I got these from GFX packs and many things. So when I'm done customizing it, I'll come back to you guys later. Okay guys, so now that I'm done my text, if you zoom in a little, you could see that this text that I have is kind of reflective on it. So yeah, so basically when you're done your text, just make sure it's like tracked and stuff, and as you can see, it's stable. Don't mess around with it too much, so you take out the track. And I'm not showing how to do shadows in this video because it will take too much time. That's another video for another day, but I'll show you how to do the render settings. So you're gonna go up to this box right here with like this I don't know, like this blade thing settings icon or whatever. You can click it, and you're gonna go up to the output. Just keep your output 1280, 720. If it's not, change it to that. Then you're gonna go down to right here. Make sure it goes to all frames if you want to render all the frames. But for me, because like I said, 2 of them are black, I'm just gonna put 2 on it, and it will render from frame 2 all the way to frame 595. So when you're done that, you change the frame rate. It might change back. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it changes back. So go to save, and now you can save it as a QuickTime movie, or you could do a JPEG sequence. I usually do JPEG because I find the quality stays the best, but for this one I'll do QuickTime movie, and click to where you want it to save. So I'll just save it on my desktop actually, and I'll just name it as tutorial. So once you're done that, if you want it to be an alpha channel, that there just be no background, which I find makes no sense for this type of tutorial, but you can do that if you want. And then you can also go to anti-analyzing and go to like right here and click best. And if you want to, you could put on some ambient occlusion, which will make your it's called again, like your glow shine, but I'm not putting on for that. So once you're done that, you just click this and it will start rendering. Make sure you click it and it will start rendering. And it's black right now because I didn't put the 2 frame. I like the 2 frames that were black are still there, but it's okay. So this is basically how you 3D motion track. Pretty simple tutorial. Well, not simple, but simple explaining. I'll do the other follow-ups on this tutorial too. But before I end it, I was like quickly to say thanks for all the support and the 25 subscribers. I know it's not a lot, but 25 people that like my video enough to actually watch them and like them, that's cool. So I might do something bigger for 50 subscribers if you guys want to get me there. So yeah, so thanks a lot guys, and this has been Trail Monkey, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.